I'm Liz Schreier. I'm the Executive Director of the U.S. Global Leadership Coalition. And as I look around, I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome you here this evening. As many of you know, a few years ago, the Washington Post called our group the Strange Bedfellow Coalition. And I look around this room, and I'm not sure I see anything strange, but I certainly see something to celebrate. What I see is a vast coalition that brings a broad coalition together around a common purpose. And that common purpose is our theme for tonight: to build a better, safer, more prosperous world. So tonight we are going to celebrate, and we're going to celebrate this broad coalition. We're going to celebrate businesses large and small, faith-based leaders, development experts, and even some political leaders from both sides of the aisle. We're going to celebrate our incredible National Advisory Council. It includes the who's who of foreign policy, including all the former secretaries of state. Of course, among them are two very special guests tonight. It includes over 100 retired military leaders that make up our National Security Advisory Council. And tonight we also celebrate and we also honor thousands of veterans, many of whom are here tonight, that have joined our effort. What I share with you is, in a town that is divided, our united voices are more powerful than ever before. Your being here tonight sends that powerful message, that Americans believe that there is an important role for us to play in the world. And our American leadership is strengthened by the smart power tools that are embedded and made possible by the International Affairs budget. So all of you Washingtonians know us here in our nation's capital, but what you may not know is our voices are growing across the country. So what is a great honor is for me to introduce you to just a few of the many, many voices and faces of the U.S. Global Leadership Coalition.
I'm former Captain Jim Morin from Herndon, Virginia. The day after I graduated West Point, I married my high school sweetheart. We now have 5 children. And I served in the 82nd Airborne Division in both Iraq and Afghanistan. I spent my life preparing for military service, but nothing prepared me for what I encountered when I led a rifle platoon tasked with preventing the Taliban from reoccupying isolated and impoverished villages. I recall the day we brought food and supplies to a small village near the Pakistani border. We expected excitement at the gifts we brought, but I was taken by surprise when they asked for a pair of mating goats. They wanted a hand up, not a handout.
And I'm Leanne Ventura from Miami, Florida. I'm the daughter of Cuban immigrants and today serve as Senior Vice President at the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce, representing more than 1,200 businesses. Miami is the gateway of the Americas, where many people come for a new life and opportunity. But like many states, Florida was hit hard by the recession. Yet the businesses in South Florida know our economy is linked with the economies of the rest of the world. They know new markets abroad are the key to a vibrant economy and to jobs here at home.
I'm Dr. Tony Beam. I'm from Greenville, South Carolina. I'm an ordained minister. I'm Vice President for Student Services at North Greenville University, and I serve as host of Christian Worldview Today, the radio program that's heard across the South. I was born and raised in North Carolina. My parents toiled in the textile mills before they started their own businesses. My world didn't very much exist outside of Rutherford County, North Carolina. But on my first mission trip overseas, my eyes were opened to the extreme hardships endured by people in other parts of the world. And I thought, you know, if we have the world's goods and we see people in need, but we close our hearts, how can we have the love of God in our hearts? Helping those in need reflects who we are as a country. It reflects who we are as a people. It's the foundation of doing what's right from a humanitarian perspective.
And I'm Derek Kayongo. I was born in Uganda, but fled Idi Amin's brutal dictatorship when I was 10 years old. And today, I live with my family in Atlanta, Georgia. I work at CARE, one of the largest humanitarian and relief organizations in the world. After our escape, we were lucky enough to rent a tiny little apartment in Nairobi. But hundreds and thousands of my countrymen were condemned to slums nearby. Seeing their desperation moved me to dedicate my life to humanitarian work. At CARE, I see firsthand how fighting global poverty gives people hope and opportunity. We don't just provide temporary relief. We at CARE give them the skills and the ability to shape their future.
The proud men and women of our armed forces are ready and able to do what's necessary to keep America safe. We all understand all too well that military might alone can't defeat the challenges we face today. For every stick, you need a carrot. That's why nearly 20,000 veterans have joined the USGLC's Veterans for Smart Power.
With 95% of the world's consumers living overseas, businesses know that to be competitive, we need American global leadership. I hear from businessmen and women every day that investing in development and diplomacy is not just the right thing to do, it's also the smart thing to do.
America, we should be proud of our generosity. Whether responding to famine, earthquake, or tsunami, I've had the privilege to see the difference we are making. An investment in my children's future, an investment in children everywhere.
When we do the right thing when it comes to helping people in need around the world, the blessings that flow out of that action make us a better, safer, more prosperous world for us, but also for future generations.
So those are just a few of the many faces of the U.S. Global Leadership Coalition. And on behalf of all of us, we not only thank you for participating this evening, but more importantly, for joining us on our journey. Thank you to our faces.